All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, happy weekend to everyone. Glad to be back in here with you guys and these guys. Look at how big this little guy is. I mean, he is a very, very long kitty. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. Anyway, uh, so last weekend, I'm sorry I wasn't live last Saturday. Um, I actually got sick on the way back home from the Cowboys game. Uh, it was not fun. I got home, well, the whole drive home, which we flew back, and then driving to my house after the flight in. I just kept feeling worse and worse and worse, and then finally got home and uh, had a temperature of 103. So didn't really do anything last weekend, and in fact, I unfortunately missed work Friday or Monday, this past Monday. Um, Good thing is though is that by Monday night I was feeling a ton better and was able to go back to work Tuesday, and by Wednesday I felt normal again. So, well, as normal as I feel. But anyway, um, that's kind of why I wasn't around last weekend. Not kind of. That is why I was not around last weekend. And but we're back, full of energy. Maybe this morning. It's kind of rainy outside. Dana Reed, good morning. G Key Man, good morning. Rune, good morning. Let's see, who else is here? Dave Addion, Ronald, Robert Patton, good morning. Mika Wolf, good morning. Lowell Forbes, hope you're doing great. Anthony, good morning to you, sir. Kurt O. Lock and Key, Litter Picker, good morning, or good afternoon to you. Let's see here. Might be trying to tape the tripod back together. Yes, I actually was doing some of that. Um, let's see here. Who else is here? S&M Lock and Key, good morning. Hope everybody's doing all right. We got a few things to look at today. Not a whole lot, even though I've been so busy at work. Uh, got a few different things though that we're gonna pull out and look at, see what's tore up, see what we tore out. Um, got a bunch of old stuff here. And by old, I don't mean old and cool. I just mean old. And it needs to be trashed. And this is all going to be trashed. Uh, but we've got some old Westlock stuff. Westlock deadbolt and Westlock knob. Um, and I've got a lot more, but I just want to look at the cylinders in here just to see. Where did I put followers? See, I can use this one if I have to. I use this one. There we go. All right, cool. So, just wanted to make sure I had a couple followers. Um, these are really, really old. You can see all the patina on there, as they like to call it. I call it ugliness on these. This is an old entry knob, and instead of having a little thumb turn in the back, you had a button that actually would lock the mechanism. They come apart kind of easily. The thing to remember, if you're a locksmith and you ever encounter a Westlock knob that's not functioning correctly, instead of having something that turns back here that retracts the latch, you actually push on that part. To get it to where you guys can see it, you can see you kind of squeeze it like that, and it will retract the latch. Uh, yeah, it sucks. Um, let's get y'all moved in here to where you can see the table. So you can see Splinter. Sorry that's kind of on an angle, but the tripod's really, really messed up right now. We're just gonna briefly pick this. Let's see here. Firefighter 1241. I think I missed you. No, you're S&M Lock and Key. That's correct. Oh, that's nice. Good news for you. Look at you moving on up quickly. Partner, congratulations. And no, I still have not gotten my contacts. My new ones, my appointment's not till the 20th. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, with this old hardware like this, really, as a locksmith, you want to replace it. I mean, it's not worth trying to nurse it, and you want to tell your customer that this was discontinued and out of business 20 years ago at least. And I understand some customers may be on a budget, um, so you might offer to them, um, say, hey, look, let's do the door that you use the most. Let's change that hardware. Once they see that hardware change, they're gonna appreciate it and they're gonna like it and say, geez, this is so much easier to operate every day. Now this is gonna be fun. See how that just rotates in there. See if we can't hold that. It's not really much to grip on the back. I didn't have to pick any of this because we did all brand new hardware. We switched them over to Schlage, and the customers were very, very happy about it. This was a couple weeks ago. Jeez. Trying to get in there. There's nothing really responsive. Let's see here. When in doubt, break out the Houdini. And kiddies have stolen my Houdini straw from this can. So we'll have to reappropriate one from this can. Yeah, as a locksmith, if you spend an hour or 2 hours at somebody's house trying to band-aid their old hardware back together, you're going to wind up losing money on that job because they're going to call you back a couple weeks later and say, hey, this lock you just worked on was working, it doesn't work anymore, and you need to come fix it because I can't get in my door or can't get out my door. And so a responsible locksmith, you're going to go out there and take care of the situation. But if it's old hardware that's no good anymore, you're spending your time that you could be going to other jobs. I think there's a little bit better. Let's see. I think I picked one lock this week. Maybe. All right. That's something set. I know there are a lot of locksmiths out there who will say, well, this was good hardware back in the day, and just try to lubricate it, maybe clean it up a little bit, and that'll help. No, just save yourself the trouble. Let's look here. Torch, good morning. Needs to cross the rainbow bridge, and then the shiny pot at the end of the rainbow is not gold, it's retired brass. Yep, that's it exactly. And these folks, they understood that. They knew that this was hardware original to the house. And by the way, this is, let's see, just out of my own curiosity. Yep, it's KW1 keyway. That deadbolt was kind of hard to hold in hand, so I'm going to try the knob. God, the lighting in here kind of sucks. That's one of my goals for next year is to improve the lighting. There we go. Didn't take a whole lot, but you can see it's picked. And I honestly have no clue how this thing comes apart. Y'all want to see? Of course y'all want to see. There's a screw straight down where the mechanism is. So let's take that out. Yep, and it looks like that's how the cylinder's retained. Okay. Not the greatest design ever. How do you get this damn thing apart to rekey it? Huh. Okay. So apparently that look at that. Isn't that naughty? That just kind of sucks because you can't use a regular follower. Let me see if I can find a shim over here, you guys. And again, all this is going in the brass pile when we're done. I don't have a shim over here? What the hell's wrong with me? Yeah, cassette. That's going to get all kinds of hung up. Tiny, tiny drivers. Or maybe even, those are master wafers, almost. It was mastered. How about that? Yep, some rounded pins. I don't know why it would be mastered. It's kind of weird. So, anyway, there's that. Some more pins for the cats to knock around. Here's your deadbolt for the Westlock. And It still works, but yeah, I don't know. I don't care for it. Let me look here. Let me look in the chat. HKS, good morning. Last month I had the old one that when you turn the key, the little plate slides open to reveal the screws. S&M, I would, for the Schlage wafers, I would just keep them as is. Maybe make keys for them just so you can have them in your collection. They're not going to be useful for anything, really. Pocket Women, or Pocket Watch. I knew it was you. Good morning, or good early morning to you. Let's see. Yep, Pocket Women. Break out the long sockets. Yeah, Westlock kind of sucks. Just saying. And that job, I mean, like I said, the customers were great. And I have no clue what I just dragged across here and smeared. So you can see it's a Trilogy alarm lock box. I really don't like these things either. Adams Right, I've been doing a ton of Adams Right lately. Finished up a job yesterday that had uh, they had deadbolts, and then they wanted a dead latch system. Yep, I'm making a ton of noise. And installing dead latches isn't that bad. You spend more time on the strike though than you do anything else. Cutting the strike is what takes all of your time, and you should charge accordingly. So, the Trilogy alarm lock, I know a lot of you guys like these things. I don't, because this one was, I think we figured out it was like 6 or 7 years old. Let's see, the date stamp on here shows 16. So, what is that? 6 years old. And it failed. The batteries in it were going completely dead very quickly, and the one button went out on the keypad. Well, when one button goes out on the keypad, you have to replace the entire lock. Now they did get another DL 2700 or 2800, just because this is a DL 2800. It's got the little programming ports right here. Just because of the footprint, and you don't have to, basically it's a swap out instead of an install. But I still don't like these because I've replaced, since being a locksmith, I've replaced probably, I don't know, maybe a dozen of these. And just in my opinion, and I've said this before, if you're going to spend $700, $800, $900 on a lock, these are over 1,000 now, and they don't even come in brass anymore. But if you're going to spend that much money on a freaking lock, it needs to last, at least a little while. But these just don't seem to last that long. And I mean, if it were my money, I wouldn't want to buy another one. Let's see. Gumby, good morning. Just heard a siren outside. Negative 23 Fahrenheit, Gumby? Wow. Yep. No. Mm-mm. Most of your locks are crap. You just need to get access to quality locks to have something to compare it to really see it. Yeah, I mean, good morning, Alan Corson. Um, I mean, the Schlage CO 100 and 200 is what we normally recommend, and we've not replaced one of those yet for anybody. I mean, there is one issue with those, and that's where the numbers on the keypad will fade off. And Schlage's aware of it, and Schlage warranties it. And there's no other issues with it. The CO200 does allow you for scheduling, scheduled passage modes, etc. And um, it's the same thing to program them. You go through a little number sentence that you put in, and then to program date and time and user codes. And same with these. I mean, these can be programmed by computer, and I'd actually meant to program the replacement one with a computer instead of by the keypad. That way, whenever a button on the keypad failed in the future, it would be easy enough to go in, because, I mean, the one button failed. And the bad thing is that, we had programmed the master code years ago. Of course, it had a 1 in it. And, um, everything else was working. It was locking and unlocking and all that good stuff. You just couldn't reprogram it. But when the batteries went dead, the supposed non-volatile memory, oh, that's picked. That was easy. The supposedly non-volatile memory blanked out, which that's not supposed to happen with dead batteries on these. It's supposed to be that you program it and the all the programming stays in there. In reality, that's not the case. See what fails on these locks. Pocket women, a lot of time what we see is the keypads will fail. Sometimes the electronic brains in here will fail. Sometimes it's the actuator that actually interacts with the hub here to retract the latch. Sometimes that fails. But then, like I was just saying, also the memory will fail in it when the batteries go dead, which again, they're not supposed to do, but it happens. Um, and you can't just swap out the keypad, because I'll show you. But I mean, and what I don't get, and I know I'm new, and I know that there are a lot of locksmiths out there who don't want to do, a different brand or a different style of electronic lock. The kitties are making messes. Um, they're comfortable with these, and they just say, well, every locksmith I've talked to about these, they've said, oh yeah, they never fail. Well, obviously they fail, because I've replaced a ton of them. As you can see right here, all this hard laminate or epoxy or something, whatever it is that's in there, it makes it impossible. I mean, it makes it very, very weatherproof, but you can't actually get in there to replace any parts when it breaks. There we go. And just to show you how thick this is, you can see, I can take a knife cut out a chunk like that from it. It's very crumbly now that I cut it, but yeah, I mean, it goes all the way down, like just to reach the circuit board is almost an inch. Um, so I mean, they are very weatherproof. It has this hole right here um, for the little piezoelectric buzzer that gives you your keypad beeps. But I mean, it's just they fail, and you can't replace any parts. Now that I've made that mess, let's see here. Well, all the battery with this, I mean, if you're not, let's see here. Clean off the contacts with alcohol. Jeff, you got some that are over 15 years old. Wow. I mean, and the thing is, these are the ones that I've replaced are all in different locations. Like this was an outdoor one. Um, Ones that I've had before though are indoor. Some that I've had before are just outdoor, but in a sheltered doorway. Um, it's weird because I've seen them all different ways. Um, see the battery, clean off the contacts with alcohol. Okay, so on the DL 272800 series, the way that you change the battery, this looks like it could be an expensive battery, but it's really, really not. And I will zoom out here just a hair so you can see. Uh, Basically, you just take your small Phillips and you got two screws on the top of the battery pack here. And it's designed that you just unscrew these and unscrew these and unscrew these and unscrew the second one. And unscrew the second one. I don't know why they make these screws so long. They give you Velcro, double sticky Velcro, basically to go into the battery compartment to keep everything from kind of rattling around in there. And oh, come on. Okay. Yeah. Didn't have to do that when I changed the batteries originally. Oh, there's another screw right here. That's what it was. There's 3 screws, not 2. Makes it a little bit easier when you remove all the screws. Get down off the tripod. You are not a pole dancer, mister. Get down. Excuse you. No, this is why we can't have nice things. Come here. Watch how to do this. That way one day I can send you out to make money for me. Yeah, these are brand new batteries that we put in. Brand new, 5 Duracell ProCell AA batteries. And my whole point with the batteries in this thing is that, you're not supposed to have to reprogram it after changing the batteries. Why does it do that? Probably coffee spilled on it. Eh, actually, this was a secondary door. Yeah, it's a lot of fail points on them. Legolas Lockpicker, good morning. Yeah, haven't really lost much or missed much. Let's see here. Yeah, Jeff, I figured that out. 5 double A's. Peter Zenner, good morning. Newhouse Lock and Key, good morning. Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be weather resistant, and I mean they are. I mean you can see that coating that I was digging out. Um, you're not going to get corrosion in there because it's all sealed. Uh, but at the same point, I don't know. For the price, they just shouldn't fail like that. They shouldn't. If you spend $1,000 on a lock, it should work for more than 6 years. Now some of them that I've had, have been like 10 or 15 years, and that's kind of more acceptable, I guess. But I mean, you think about it, if you pay $1,000 for a lock and it lasts you 10 years, that's $100 a year for it, just for the lock. That doesn't include the labor and, the cost to replace it and all that good stuff. So again, that's why I'm not a huge trilogy fan. But they do have some cool stuff out there, like the networks and air access, which do wireless access control systems with live auditing and credentialing. And you can actually do dual credentials, so you hold your card up and then put in a code. Um, I mean, it's one of those things. But that's trash. This is all trash. Now, the greatest thing about the DL 27 and 2800s are the boxes. I mean, Jason did a video showing how you can literally stand on one of these boxes and it's not going to fail. Uh, so always keep your boxes if you can. If you can keep it. Programming is pretty simple on these. Let's see. Let's look here. Is the kick cylinder any good? It could be reused. I mean, I don't. It's just a regular Schlage lever cylinder, so it's nothing really special, I guess. And whenever you do work on these, save these little tools because your regular pokey tools won't go in there. So make sure that you use theirs. Yeah, I mean it's just a regular 6-pin Schlage C, lever cylinder. Nothing special about it. Excuse me. So, I mean, all in all, I'm still not impressed. Let's see here. I get ice ups in the winter, no keypad usage. And keys are stiff. Yeah. Um, I've not seen it here. It's not saying that it's impossible here, but uh, yeah, I mean, getting the lock frozen up because it's iced over or whatever, that would not be good. Let's see. There we go. Um, what else did I have? I had something else I was going to talk to you guys about. This might be a short one today, y'all. I gotta clean all this stuff up. I gotta catch up on all the stuff I didn't do last weekend from being sick. Yeah, that stuff gets everywhere. Remind me to never ever like dig into that ever again. And also remind me that aluminum does not stick to magnets. Let's see. Yeah. Um, let's see here. Box them up for sporters. Yeah, maybe. That'll go. Let's see. I've got a box over there for giveaway stuff. Whenever I finally get around to doing that. Ooh, missed. Notice you didn't hear a big meow after that, so all kitties are safe. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like, if Adam's right, Mortis is in decent shape, I might hang on to it and throw it in the back of the truck just to have for an emergency. The ones that I took out this week, I actually did the job I finished yesterday. I did two paddles, paddle operators, which I do want to. I would love to get the material to be able to show you guys how I install those. Because they're pretty quite ingenious the way that they all work with each other. And of course, that's for aluminum and glass storefront doors, uh, installing an emergency, egress paddle into a dead latch. And the reason why a lot of places want those is so that they can make sure that the door is always locked from the outside. But of course, you always have to have egress from the inside, especially if it's like an office building. And so I did one building. They're a good customer of ours. Pretty new building. That's the one I finished up yesterday. And we did, let's see, I did a total of three dead latches with the paddle operators. We did one Steelhawk, which is, what's that, the Adams Right 4300, which is the electrified dead latch. Um, and we did that with a wireless remote release button system, and it works perfectly. I mean, it's awesome. And then they had a couple other doors because their main thing was the doors not getting locked behind people. And they've got a lot of doors because it's a business with a warehouse back to it. And uh, we did two exit devices with storeroom trim on them, so they're always locked from the outside, um, and works out pretty good. But you can do the door prep for, well, you can do everything that's in the door for dead latch install and paddle operator install in 15 minutes. What takes time is cutting out the strike. And I'm getting a little bit better on that. Let's see. Yeah, Miko, you're definitely correct. Parts and supplies are getting harder. Um, Fortunately, kick cylinders are not that hard to get, uh, and we keep a bunch of them in stock. But yeah, I mean, still, I've got in the back of my work truck, I've got probably 20 different styles for different levers and hardware and such. Um, Show us how the crazy glue works. Gumby, you know I'm not allowed near crazy glue, super glue, or anything of the like. So you came across mechanical push button keyless deadbolt. Customer wanted you to replace it. Works like new, so I went to my house. So it went on my house so the wife could stop locking herself out. Hmm. Now, I did finally bring the stand home to be able to review this, and I'm going to record the videos reviewing this lock. We looked at it when I got this thing, I guess, like, what, a couple months ago now? Um, and they actually emailed me saying, hey, are you ever going to do this review? And I'm like, yeah, when I get a, a mount, when I borrow one that'll work that I don't have to modify. Uh, Crash bars are better than paddles. Yeah, but they're also more expensive and they're a lot more of a pain in the ass to install, I think. I mean, that's me personally. Doing an exit device on a storefront door is a lot harder than doing a paddle on a storefront door. I've done both, and I would rather do a paddle all day long than I had a full exit device. And besides, you have to, you know, for some storefront doors, the style is not wide enough for a good exit device, so you'd have to get like an Adams Rite exit device for that. Now, on, you know, regular steel doors, wooden doors, and of course, your option is only to use an exit device. And we got so lucky on the exit devices we did. Um, God, we got so lucky. We had two of them fresh installs and done in 30 minutes. 30 minutes for two fresh install exit devices. And honestly, the exit devices that we used were from Southern Lock, their NSP brand. The NSP 9500 from Southern Lock is a Von Duprin 99 clone. And the outside full escutcheon trim is really, really kind of awesome. Um, I mean, it's still covered up like all the holes that were in the door and was so easy to put on, and they're cheaper. So if you're a locksmith here in the U.S., look at Southern Lock Distributors, the NSP 9500 series. Just throwing that out there. I like those. Let's see. Hey, if you ever come across some used Schlage G keyway cylinders, hold them for me. Okay. All right. I will keep my eyes out. We've got one customer that uses Schlage E, um, which you can jam a Schlage C in there, but it's not gonna be pretty. Um, I mean, in a pinch, you can jam just a regular SC4 in there, but the SC9 is what's designed to go in there. Gotcha, Gumby. Um, yeah, I mean, the paddle operators, I guess if you used them constantly every day, especially like in a firehouse situation, then yeah, I could see the wear on that. And I would go with exit devices, full 36-inch exit device, as opposed to a paddle. I would do that in those situations. Because and I wish I had one. I need to find a door to take one off of. And I need to sell somebody an exit device instead of a paddle, or to convert their paddle to an exit device. That's what I need to find. That way I've got some stuff to show you. Um, Like, gee, because their local hardware stores don't carry the blanks. Yep, that's that's a good thing. Um, that's just like my house is on S123. You can't go to Lowe's or Home Depot or even Ace Hardware and get an S123 cut. So, kind of, I mean, it's not a restricted keyway, but it slows anybody down who might have access to my key blank, which with electronic deadbolts, I don't have to worry about giving a key out to anyone. So, lockpicking's gal, good morning. What are you doing? What? No. I know what you're thinking about. I know what you're thinking about doing. Come here. Here you go. Let's see. Ace Hardware started carrying C124. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Um, we there's literally an Ace Hardware like a 2 minute walk just right down the street from our shop. And the fun, God, we had one of those customers yesterday afternoon. He walks in and needs a national mailbox lock key copied, a D4301. And he asks what the price is. Well, I asked him, I said, how many copies do you need? And he said, well, tell me how much it is. Told him how much. And he's like, you're effing kidding me. And I mean, he went on and on about the price. He's like, I used to be a locksmith. I know that you got to make money somewhere, but damn, this is ridiculous. You'll never make money doing this, selling these particular keys for that price. And I said, you want to buy one of the $20 keys or 25 or $30 keys that I have for sale? You know? And anyway, he went on and on and on and still was like, yeah, go ahead and make me the key anyway. Just make me one of them. And then he said, well, I'm going to go down here to Ace Hardware and see how much they charge for them. I said, go right ahead. I said, go down there. I said, I'm not going to give you a discount. I'm not going to refund you any money. I'm not going to price match you. And he actually came back and said, yeah, they charge $1 a piece. And I'm like, okay, they're not making any money because I know how much we pay for those blanks. They're not making any money off of it. So yes, we had one of those customers, but I forget where I was going with that. Really, Hillman makes key blanks now. Hmm, that's interesting. Um, all right, guys. I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because um, I really don't have anything else, and I've got a ton of stuff I got to do inside, and it's really hard for me to read the chat standing all the way back here. You guys can see how close I'm having to lean into the screen. Once I get my new contacts, I'll be back to normal. But that just it's kind of the reason why it's been difficult the last couple of times to do live. Um, because of my contacts being messed up, I can't really see that well. So, uh, and just imagine me trying to pin up a bunch of, you know, A2 cylinders and stuff. It's not fun trying to figure out which end is the pointy end of the pin. So anyway, I'm going to uh, go ahead and start wrapping it up. Next, let's see, is it next Sunday? Let's see, I will probably, I gotta pull up the calendar. Okay, yes, I will be live the next two Saturdays. However, the 24th, Christmas Eve, I will not be live. Actually working that day, the other job. um, the Popo job. So I will not be live on Christmas Eve, but I will be live leading up to then. So I will see you guys next week. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Don't get the crap that I had last weekend. Stay out of trouble. We'll see y'all next time.